The life of Master Roshi, Dragon Ball. Master Roshi, also known as the Turtle Hermit and God of Martial Arts, is a master of martial arts who trained Gohan, Ox King, Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha. He has a sister named Fortuneteller Baba. He's also a hermit and a pervert. In his youth, he was simply called Turtle. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Master Roshi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media accounts. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Background. Master Roshi, the younger brother of Fortuneteller Baba, is a martial artist trained by the great master Mutaito. A few hundred years before the beginning of Dragon Ball, he was the first one to climb the extremely tall Korin Tower and train under the legendary Korin. It took Master Roshi 3 years to catch Korin and obtain the sacred water, which was rumored to tremendously increase one's strength and speed. Before King Piccolo's rampage on Earth, Master Roshi and Tien were rivals, but later on the two became friends. Together they aided their master Mutaito in his battle with King Piccolo. The three of them were no match for King Piccolo, but Mutaito used the special technique, the evil containment wave, to seal him away, dying in the process. Roshi and Tien threw the electric rice cooker he was sealed in to the bottom of the ocean so that King Piccolo would never be released. In the anime version of events, which includes some filler and altered events, the two fought side by side against King Piccolo's demons. When the two students and Mutaito lost the battle, Mutaito said to both of them that he would return someday with a way to defeat King Piccolo. After Mutaito left, Tien lost his faith in his master and reverted to his evil way of thinking, using the logic that good wasn't enough to defeat King Piccolo and left. Roshi, meanwhile, fled to the mountains while many more innocent people were being killed. Several years later, Mutaito returned to Roshi. By then, a good portion of Earth's population was gone. In the second battle with King Piccolo, Master Roshi painfully witnessed his master die when Mutaito used the evil containment wave technique on King Piccolo to seal him in an electric rice cooker. Afterwards, Roshi dropped the electric rice cooker into the deepest depths of the ocean. He would go on to establish the Turtle School based on Mutaito's teachings. After 50 years, Master Roshi mastered a unique attack of his own invention, called the Kamehameha, Emperor Pilaf Saga. After his friend, the turtle, had been lost for a whole year, Roshi is taken to the people who brought him back, which are a boy named Goku and a girl named Bulma. Roshi ends up giving his flying Nimbus to Goku and is surprised that he's pure-hearted and able to ride it. When returning to his house, he sees that Emperor Pilaf and his minions have raided his house looking for the Dragon Ball which he gave away. While Pilaf and his minions ask for help pushing his ship back into the water to catch them, Roshi pokes holes in it, causing Pilaf to sink to the bottom of the ocean. After a few days later, Goku returns with the Ox King's daughter, Chi-Chi, to borrow the Bancho fan to put out the flames on Fire Mountain. Unfortunately for them, he threw it away when he accidentally got it messy from using it as a placemat, but decides to use Baby Gamera to fly over to Fire Mountain and put out the flames using the max power Kamehameha in exchange to touch Bulma's breasts. When Roshi destroys the fire, he realizes that he accidentally put too much power into his Kamehameha and destroys Ox King's entire castle. When he's finished putting out the flames, he sees Goku deciding to try the Kamehameha on a car and destroys it. Surprised that he can manage to do an attack that took him decades to master, Roshi decides to take Goku in as his student after Goku's finished with his quest gathering the Dragon Balls. Tournament Saga. When Goku returns to Roshi's house to start his training, Roshi has Goku find him a female companion. After Goku fails to find him an attractive woman, a former Orient Temple student named Krillin comes and requests to train under Roshi as well. After being bribed with dirty magazines, Roshi decides to allow him to train under him with Goku if they can bring him a beautiful girl. They eventually bring back a girl named Launch. Roshi packs up his house in a capsule and moves the latter over to his special training island. He makes Goku and Krillin wear turtle shells as he puts them through tough and unique physical training, which begins at 4:30 a.m. and includes early morning milk delivery, tilling land barehanded, construction work, and even studying. After 8 months have passed, Roshi brings them to Papaya Island to participate in the annual 21st World Martial Arts Tournament and test out their strength and skill. Master Roshi enters the tournament himself in disguise as Jackie Chun, in order to make sure that his students won't win. He does this so that they will still feel challenged and won't become overconfident. Roshi easily wins the elimination rounds and is matched against Yamcha, one of Goku's friends from his quest finding the Dragon Balls, and defeats him with ease. Next, Roshi is matched with Krillin in the semifinal. Krillin distracts him by throwing panties into the arena, but Roshi still wins. When Goku beats Nam in his semi-final match, Roshi reads Nam's mind and helps him out by giving him a storage capsule to fill with free water for his village. In exchange, Roshi has Nam posed as Master Roshi in the crowd to convince Yamcha that Jackie Chun and Master Roshi are not the same person. Roshi fights Goku in the final match. When Goku looks at the moon, he turns into a great ape, and Roshi is forced to destroy the moon with a Kamehameha to restore Goku back to his original form. When the fight restarts, Roshi and Goku charge at each other, both kicking each other in the face, but ultimately, Master Roshi just barely wins, as he has slightly more energy than Goku, and that his legs are longer than Goku's, so his kick has more damage. Once the tournament's over, Roshi teaches Goku that there's always someone better out there, and that he should never think of himself as the best. Having said this, Master Roshi decides that Goku should go out into the world and begin a journey of his own. Red Ribbon Army Saga. Master Roshi heads back to Kame House with Krillin so they can continue training. After a few days, Goku returns with Bulma to get a submarine that he let him borrow in exchange for Bulma's microband. When Launch returns from getting groceries, Roshi decides to use the microband to his advantage and draws her into a bath so he can spy on her, but Launch transforms into her hostile state, threatening to shoot him if he doesn't do what she says. Captain Dark of the Red Ribbon Army has his troops come to his island to retrieve the Dragon Balls that Goku left behind, and to make him build a radar for the Red Ribbon Army, thinking that he's a scientist that gave him the radar. Roshi easily defeats the troops and Captain Dark, although he lets one soldier leave alive. When Goku, Bulma, and Krillin return, they give Master Roshi an expensive diamond they found in a cave when retrieving their third Dragon Ball as compensation for destroying his sub. Launch, who's still in her bad form, takes the diamond and leaves, while General Blue of the Red Ribbon Army uses his psychic powers to tie up everybody while he takes the Dragon Balls and leaves a bomb to blow everybody up. They're saved when Launch returns in her good form and frees Goku to get rid of the bomb. While the Red Ribbon Army are left being Goku's problem, Roshi has his microband confiscated from Bulma because of the perverted tricks he had tried. While everybody seems to be relaxing for the first time, Bulma makes a scout plane that reveals that Goku is heading straight for the Red Ribbon Army headquarters, which they think would be suicide. Master Roshi has Bulma contact Yamcha and bring an airplane so that they can catch up with Goku and help him in his risky fight. When they make it to the base, Goku has already defeated the Red Ribbon Army, shocking Master Roshi even more on how powerful Goku has become. He even says that Goku could be even stronger than him. Fortuneteller Baba Saga. Master Roshi and the others go back to Kame House after retrieving Goku from his victory over the Red Ribbon Army. Seeing that the last Dragon Ball's location is unknown, Roshi points them in the direction of his older sister, the Fortuneteller Baba, to have her reveal the position for them. Later on, Goku comes and grabs Master Roshi and Bulma and takes them to Fortuneteller Baba's palace as part of a plan Krillin has. While Yamcha is facing See-Through, the Invisible Man, Krillin pulls Bulma's shirt down, showing Roshi her breasts, causing his nose to bleed and spray into the Invisible Man, revealing his position to Yamcha and be easily defeated. Roshi follows the rest of the gang and spectates the battles that Baba has them fight for her to tell them where the Dragon Ball is. After being impressed with seeing Goku defeat Bandages the Mummy and Spike the Devil Man at the Devil's Toilet, Goku has to fight a mysterious fighter that seems familiar to both Goku and Roshi. Midway through the fight, Roshi figures out who it is, with Goku still not knowing. When the mysterious fighter gives up, he reveals himself to be Goku's grandpa Gohan, who Baba brought back from the other world for the day. When Goku retrieves the last ball, Roshi tells Goku to train on his own, as he won't get any stronger by training with him anymore. Bulma convinces Master Roshi to take on Yamcha as a student and begins training for the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. Tien Shinhan Saga. 3 years later, Master Roshi enters the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament under the alias of Jackie Chun once again. At the tournament gates, he meets his old rival Master Shen, the Crane Hermit, who decides to enter his students because he heard the news of Roshi's students getting far in the last tournament. Jackie Chun makes it past the preliminaries and in the quarterfinals is put up against Manwolf, who's holding a grudge against him. Manwolf wants revenge on Roshi due to Roshi destroying the moon in the last tournament, causing Manwolf to stay stuck in his wolf form. Roshi easily beats him in the arena and also takes advantage of Manwolf's dog-like behavior by making Manwolf run out of the ring in order to retrieve a bone, thus losing the match. Roshi is able to cure Manwolf's problem by using Krillin's head as a substitute moon. In the semifinals, he's put up against the Crane Hermit's star pupil, Tien Shinhan. During the fight, Roshi and Tien are almost evenly matched, with both of them landing critical hits on each other, with Master Roshi managing to greatly surprise Tien with his skills. However, Roshi eventually forfeits the battle, much to Tien's surprise, since Tien found out that he's really Roshi in disguise and because he had faith in Tien's abilities, so he decides that he would be a better match for his students than himself, thus retiring himself as Jackie Chun. While Tien is conflicted with the commands Master Shen gives him in the final match against Goku, Roshi convinces Tien that Master Shen's ways aren't right. During Goku's match against Tien, Roshi saves Chaozu from Shen, who tries to kill Chaozu for disobeying him when Shen orders Chaozu to paralyze Goku and Tien so he can kill them for Tien's earlier betrayal. Roshi blasts Shen out of the tournament arena with a Kamehameha blast before Shen can inflict harm on Chaozu. King Piccolo Saga. When Krillin is killed after the tournament by Tambourine, Roshi is able to identify that he's a spawn of the evil demon King Piccolo that his former mentor, Master Mutaito, sacrificed himself to seal away. This knowledge scares Roshi, and realizing that King Piccolo's back, Roshi decides to travel with Tien and Chaozu to retrieve the Dragon Balls before the Demon King can. When King Piccolo finds them, Roshi knocks out Tien to make sure in case Roshi fails, Tien is there to help. Roshi attempts to use the evil containment wave on King Piccolo, but misses the electric rice cooker by an inch, and the technique drains his life force. It's worth noting that Roshi never used his max power form in the fight against King Piccolo. Whether this is because of its increased stamina usage, him not believing it would work, or for other reasons is unknown. Roshi, with his dying breath, tells King Piccolo that he'll eventually fail and be brought down. After Roshi finishes his speech, he falls to the ground, dying from his lack of energy. Roshi is brought back to life after Goku defeats King Piccolo and travels to the lookout to revive Shenron. Piccolo Jr. Saga. 3 years later, Master Roshi attends the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament to cheer on his friends and watch the battle with Goku, who's been training with Kami against the reincarnated Piccolo. He's one of the few people who stays until the end of the tournament to see Goku win the battle. After Goku stops Kami from killing Piccolo, causing Kami to lament that Piccolo's existence is his fault, and for that he is no longer worthy of life, let alone to be Earth's guardian. But Master Roshi tells him that's not so. The world is at peace again, and Son Goku and everyone else would not be here if it were not for the Dragon Balls. This whole thing started because of just one Dragon Ball, and now the world is safe. Kami tells Goku he has a great teacher, and Goku agrees, although admits Roshi is a bit of a pervert. He is shocked along with everybody else when Goku rudely refuses Kami's offer to become Guardian of Earth and flies off with Chi-Chi on the Flying Nimbus. Saiyan Saga. 5 years later, Master Roshi is seen at his home with Krillin and Bulma waiting for their reunion with Goku and his son Gohan. The group is soon confronted by a man named Raditz, who reveals he's Goku's brother. He also reveals to Goku that he's a Saiyan warrior and was sent to Earth when he was a baby in order to wipe out all life. Master Roshi informs the confused and shocked Goku of a story that Grandpa Gohan told him. When he was a baby, he hit his head and lost his memory. Thus, Goku lost his violent nature and became a happy, loving boy. Raditz implores Goku to join him in conquering planets, but is refused. However, Goku's son Gohan is kidnapped in order to get Goku to cooperate. Piccolo arrives to help Goku fight, and the two go off to take down Raditz. Later, Krillin, Bulma, and Master Roshi head to the battlefield and find Goku dying, a result of sacrificing himself to kill Raditz. Piccolo informs the group that 2 more Saiyans will be coming to Earth in 1 year, and that they are far more powerful, with Piccolo taking Gohan to train for the invasion. A year later, the Saiyans arrive and Master Roshi, Bulma, Oolong, Puar, Ox King, and Chi-Chi watch the battle on TV. They watch Yamcha fall, but the TV network shorts out, and they're unable to watch the continuing carnage as Tien, Shinhan, Chaozu, and Piccolo all fall on the battlefield as well. Later, they go to the battlefield to retrieve their injured friends. Krillin reveals the homeworld of Piccolo is a place named Namek, where there are another set of Dragon Balls that can be used to revive their fallen friends, as when Piccolo died, Kami did as well, rendering the Dragon Balls inert. Frieza Saga. Master Roshi watches as Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan blast off into space, headed for Namek. Roshi is called by Bulma after they had arrived on Namek, but revealed the horrible news that Vegeta and a stronger being named Frieza were on the planet as well. Master Roshi visits Wukong Hospital to tell Goku of the trouble on Namek. Later, Master Roshi is seen at Capsule Corporation with his friends who are worried about Goku, Gohan, and Krillin as they struggle to survive against Frieza on Namek. Later, after Chi-Chi asked Dr. Brief to build a second Capsule Corporation spaceship, she took Master Roshi, Yajirobe, Puar, and Oolong with her to go to the planet Namek. When Goku is revealed to have survived Namek's destruction, but refuses to come home yet, Roshi ends up yelling in frustration that Goku's reason for not returning is that he's scared of the one being that is more powerful than a Super Saiyan, Chi-Chi, Goku's wife. Frieza-Androids Saga. Around a year later, Goku comes back to Vegeta. After meeting Trunks, a boy who reveals himself to be the son of Vegeta and Bulma from the future, Goku shows his friends his new technique, the instant transmission, by going to Kame House and stealing Roshi's sunglasses. When Krillin brings the sunglasses back to Roshi, Roshi tells him that the ghost of Goku came and stole his sunglasses. Android Saga. 3 years later, Master Roshi is at his house with Oolong and Chaozu as they await the news regarding the battle with the androids. Later, Goku, who had come down with the heart virus, is brought to his island to hide from the androids who are on the hunt for the fallen Super Saiyan. Cell Saga. They later discover a monster named Cell, who is an android from the future who had come from another timeline in another time machine, who needs to absorb Android 17 and Android 18 to reach his perfect form. A few days later, Goku recovers and he decides to continue his training in order to combat the androids. Later, the androids arrive at his island looking for Goku, but Piccolo, who had merged with Kami, takes the androids to a nearby island to fight. Later, the house is flooded due to Cell's final transformation. Master Roshi is later seen at Capsule Corps, listening to Cell's announcement of the Cell Games that will take place in 10 days. Later, Master Roshi watches the Cell Games on TV at his house with Bulma. World Tournament Saga. 7 years after the defeat of Cell, Master Roshi is told by Gohan that Goku will be returning to Earth to attend the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. Master Roshi attends the tournament to cheer on his friends. The appearance of Babidi changes the course of events, and after Vegeta is taken over by the wizard, he kills hundreds of people at the tournament in order to get Goku to fight him. Master Roshi goes with the others to look for the Dragon Balls in order to revive those killed by Vegeta. Majin Buu Saga. However, a much larger threat surfaces when Babidi's monster Majin Buu is released. He later takes refuge from Majin Buu on the lookout. A day later, Buu undergoes a transformation into Super Buu, who finds the lookout and allows them to live for a short time as he awaits to fight the powerful warrior Goku promised him. While on the lookout, Super Buu uses his human extinction attack to kill all the people on Earth except for those on the lookout. He's later tricked into the hyperbolic time chamber in order for Gotenks to fight on his terms. After Piccolo believes Gotenks had lost, he destroys the door to the chamber, trapping them in for eternity. However, Buu is enraged when he learns he won't be able to eat chocolate and rips a hole in the dimensions using his powerful voice. Super Buu escapes and turns everybody into chocolate and eats them. Later, Master Roshi is revived and gives his energy to Goku to fuel the Super Spirit Bomb to defeat Kid Buu. He later witnesses with happiness the return of Goku and his friends on Earth after Kid Buu's defeat. God of Destruction, Beerus Saga. Sometime after the conflict with Majin Buu, Master Roshi runs over to Goku's house when he hears that Goku received 100 million Zeni and tries to ask him to buy some interesting DVDs for him, but finds that he's already left. Chi-Chi's there and attacks him, kicking him out for suggesting to buy perverted things with their money. He attends Bulma's birthday party and is watching women on the beach with Oolong, who both later get blocked by Chi-Chi. Master Roshi is later shown looking at nude magazines with Oolong. At one point, Master Roshi tries to poke Bulma's breast but gets slapped in the face. Yo, where's Vegeta? Oh my god. Soon after that, he and every passenger on the ship helplessly watches as Beerus charges an enormous purplish energy ball. Krillin, who's standing right next to him, asks Piccolo if aiding them in the attack against Beerus would have helped, to which Piccolo sharply tells him, nah. During the course of Goku and Beerus' duel, Master Roshi chooses to join Bulma and several others in her space pod to get a better view of their fight. Golden Frieza Saga. Master Roshi is seen being picked up by Krillin when they heard news of Frieza's return, and the two of them join Tien, Shinhan, Gohan, and Piccolo in the fight against him and his army of 1,000 soldiers. He begins powering up to max and estimates a quota of 170 soldiers each. He uses Ki Kick against his opponents, before using his cane to defeat one of the soldiers. When Krillin's scared while being threatened by the army, Master Roshi, while wrestling with a soldier, encourages him by telling him that he saw a lot of fights by many amazing warriors and that he will not be hit by such weaklings, and that he should be proud because he was trained by the great Master Roshi. After Krillin regained confidence, he then used an original move of Master Roshi's, the Kamehameha, against his opponents before powering down. He later watches the fight between Goku and Frieza, and later Vegeta, who steps in after Goku's taken out. After Frieza destroys the Earth, Roshi's protected by Whis, along with the others. Whis undoes time for Goku so he can kill Frieza and send him back to Earth's hell. He's later seen at a party with the other Z-Fighters who participated in the fight, talking to Tien and Vegeta. Universe 6 Saga. Master Roshi is present at the sidelines with his friends, spectating the tournament of destroyers on the nameless planet. After Team Universe 7 wins the tournament, the group locates the 7th and final Super Dragon Ball, which was actually the planet they were on. Copy-Vegeta Saga. Master Roshi attends Bulma's Universe 7 victory party with his friends and learns that Monica isn't a fighter. He then watches as Beerus dons a life-size Monica costume and fights with Goku, and later starts the party with Monica's secret protected. Future Trunks Saga. Master Roshi teaches Goku the evil containment wave as a means to defeat future Zamasu. However, Roshi later calls Bulma to tell her that Goku forgot to take the seal to the future timeline, preventing them from sealing Zamasu. Universe Survival Saga. Knowing it's a tournament that isn't purely about power but teamwork and strategy as well, Gohan recommends Master Roshi as a team member of Team Universe 7, saying his massive experience and enormous bag of tricky attacks will be extremely useful. Goku agrees, saying Master Roshi can easily hold his own with his special moves alone. Roshi shows up to Yamcha's home as the latter is watching TV. Yamcha thinks Roshi is inviting him to join the team, but Roshi's here only to get Puar to transform into a young woman. Roshi claims that he's doing this because he wants to overcome his perversion before the tournament starts, but Yamcha isn't so sure it'll work. Oolong already refused to help Roshi, so the latter turns to Puar. After a short while, Master Roshi finally overcame his weakness and heads to Korin's tower for some training. He soon meets up with the others at Capsule Corps, realizing that Majin Buu has fallen asleep as he listens on as Goku and Beerus discuss the new 10th member. He and the rest of Team Universe 7 are shocked when his former student suggests bringing Frieza back to life. After Goku returns with Frieza, Master Roshi and the others are transported by Whis to the Null Realm. While at the Tournament of Power, Krillin asked him if he would be okay when seeing the two females Caulifla and Kale. The Turtle Hermit assured him and Tien Shinhan that he will be fine. The Battle Royale starts and Master Roshi chooses to stay alongside Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, and Tien Shinhan. The team launched their assault with Master Roshi firing the Kamehameha, which did little to no damage. Later, after Krillin damages Zeum's wing with his Destructo Disc, Roshi blasts Zeum out of the arena with his version of the Kamehameha. After Kale's rampage, Master Roshi runs into Zaprisho, whom he traps with his Thundershock surprise, and Tien knocks him out with the Neo Tri-Beam. He regroups with the other members of Team Universe 7. Seeing the situation of the tournament, Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, and Master Roshi decide to fight separately. After completely scoping out everything since the tournament begins, Master Roshi ventures off on his own while analyzing the status of the remaining fighters. He's soon confronted by 3 of the Universe 4 fighters. The first was Kawe, whom was trying to seduce him, but her efforts backfired as he chased her off the stage. The second was Dorkori, whom used her talismans to trap him in an illusion. Master Roshi successfully sealed her inside of a jar with the evil containment wave and tossed it off stage. The third and final opponent was Ganos, who transformed in order to fight Roshi. Initially, Master Roshi was overwhelming him, but was overpowered when the latter increased in power. Left with no other option, Master Roshi uses up all of his energy to knock Ganos out of the arena with a Life Force Max Power Kamehameha, while at the same time reminiscing the things he had learned from Goku and Krillin, as well as their time spent together. He almost died until Goku revived him with some of his energy, with the both of them heading off afterwards. Master Roshi sits down on a rock, and Goku asks him if he'll be fine. Roshi tells him that he'll be fine with some rest. Master Roshi then tells Goku to go on and fight for him. Goku then departs. Master Roshi is next seen resting and hiding in a rock circle, recovering and lamenting how recovering was easier when he was younger. He's then attacked by Frost and is battered around thanks to being tired and their power gap. Master Roshi calls out Frost on going after weakened and tired fighters, and Frost begins to torture his newly injured shoulder. Frost mentions it's not fun if they can't fight back and goes to eliminate Roshi, but Roshi unleashes his full power and manages to push Frost back for a few moments but is overpowered. Frost says that it's hard for him to fight here as he has to be careful not to kill him by accident. Master Roshi, having been blasted back to his base form, uses the evil containment wave again and almost manages to seal Frost. Still, his injured shoulder prevents him from aiming properly. Frost, horrified at Roshi for having such a useful attack, forgets the rules and tries to kill him. But Vegeta steps in and saves him, mentioning that he isn't saving him, it's just Frost pisses him off. Roshi sits back and lets Vegeta handle Frost and the now present Ota Magata. When Frost mentions that he can't beat him in a normal convention, Roshi goes for the evil containment wave again, trying to seal both Frost and Magata. However, Frost uses a reflection to gain control. Vegeta rushes in to save Roshi once again, but Beerus sees through the trap and tells Vegeta to move. But it's too late and Vegeta is hit by and sealed away. Roshi, refusing to let Vegeta get eliminated thanks to him, charges and is easily blown back by Frost and shot with more Chaos shots. In a last-ditch effort, Roshi fires a small ki blast at the jar and seems to miss. Frost mocks Roshi's attempt, but Master Roshi shows he actually can use the attack like the Spirit Ball and redirects it back to blast the jar open, freeing an enraged Vegeta, who comes out as a Super Saiyan Blue and blasts the custom rock-made hearing protectors off of Magata and calls him a bastard, which makes him curl up into a ball. Frost retreats as Vegeta casually rolls Magata off the stage. Roshi apologizes to Vegeta, to which he doesn't answer and instead asks Master Roshi to retire and eliminate himself before he dies from exhaustion. Roshi, realizing that Vegeta is right, agrees with him reluctantly. Vegeta then promises Master Roshi that he'll take care of everything else as he's done enough. Master Roshi, leaving the rest of the fight to Vegeta, allows himself to pass out and fall out of the ring. Tien and Krillin catch Roshi and give him a Senzu Bean, reviving him. Beerus, while initially appearing to be angry, reveals that he's only joking and says the three did very well given the situation, and in a rare show of respect from the god of destruction, Beerus called Roshi Master. Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga. Master Roshi joins the Dragon Team and the Galactic Patrol in preparation for Moro's impeding assault. When the Galactic Bandit Brigade arrive and promptly split up, Master Roshi suggests splitting up to deal with them and heads off with Krillin to soon come against Yunba. While Krillin is trying to warn Roshi about Yunba's deceptive speed, Roshi spots three young attractive female convicts who head off elsewhere. Rather than stay and fight with Krillin, Master Roshi excitedly leaves him to give chase to the trio instead. Master Roshi is initially overpowered by the three, and when Krillin joins his side, he tells him that the girls he chased after are more than he bargained for, as they won't let him grope them, before correcting himself and saying that his attacks won't hit. Misa, Iwaza, and Kikaza appear and vow to give him payback. Krillin notes that they have powerful energy, but if Roshi were to use the same power that he used against Jiren in the Tournament of Power, then he shouldn't have any trouble. However, Roshi says that he's unable to perform that without a clear mind, and that right now his mind must be possessed by wicked energy, to which Krillin comically deduces as to why that is. Roshi covers his eyes, which allows him to successfully dodge and evade all three convicts' attacks. Roshi suggests that the three girls give up their ways of evil and return to the galactic prison. Angered, the three girls fuse together to become one significantly large, unattractive individual and lands a single blow on Krillin and Roshi that sends them both flying. They try to hide from the fused convict, but Krillin, despite knowing that he doesn't stand a chance, decides that he'd rather go out swinging. As the overweight convict prepares to kill both Krillin and Roshi, she's suddenly knocked out with a single punch by Goku, who had teleported to Earth after sensing Krillin's energy spiking. Peaceful World Saga. 10 years after Kid Buu's defeat, he attends the 28th World Tournament to cheer on his friends wearing a pair of new sunglasses. After the tournament ends up being cancelled due to Goku and Oob prematurely leaving the match before a formal winner could be formulated, Master Roshi proceeds to lustfully observe various bikini-clad sunbathers on the premises. Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. 5 years after the 28th World Martial Arts Tournament in Dragon Ball GT, Roshi is first seen walking around trying to chat up young women while on holiday in the city. He's the first one to recognize Goku in his child form. He also asks Goku of how he became so small, and Goku tells Roshi that Emperor Pilaf used the Black Star Dragon Balls and accidentally wished Goku to be smaller before Goku asks Roshi if Chi-Chi's going to be mad at him for being gone so long. Baby Saga. During Baby's invasion, Roshi, along with most of the Earth's inhabitants, are taken over by the Tuffle parasite machine mutant Baby. After the defeat of Baby, he's cured by the sacred water along with the other inhabitants under Baby's control. Roshi is shown again as the people of Earth are transported to New Planet Plant, which was created by a wish from Baby in order to escape the explosion of Earth caused by the use of the Black Star Dragon Balls. Shortly later, once the Earth is resurrected, Roshi attends a party at Bulma's house. Shadow Dragon Saga. A year later, after the Shadow Dragons are defeated, Master Roshi is on his island with Krillin when Goku arrives. Remembering old times and saying their final goodbyes to Goku, Master Roshi also appears in a few of the final flashbacks in this last episode. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.